As the Pokemon TCG singles market continues to go like this, sealed product is at an all-time high in terms of value. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Gym Leaders Podcast, where we talk all things Pokemon trading cards, just Pokemon in general, right? Because we love it. We love every aspect of it. I'm Travis with TCG Funhouse.
And I am ASX from ASX TCG, ready to talk about some prices of some sealed product today, you guys.
Yeah, it's really strange to think that there is such a difference between sealed Pokemon collectors and single Pokemon collectors, right? And no, I'm not talking about, the guys that recently got dumped and now they're single and can blow all their money on Pokemon. Power to those guys, but that's not what we're talking about, and gals, today. But yeah, so there's two forms, really, of Pokemon investing, right? There's investing where you buy the cards that you want to buy, singles, you got graded cards, PSAs, all the Charizards in the world, new hot trend cards, character rares, all this cool stuff. And then you have those people who have massive, huge Pokemon collections and haven't opened a pack in years. Sealed collectors. ASX, what kind of collector are you?
Oh man, I can't even say I'm a sealed collector because I just told you a story right before we started filming this about how I cracked some of my sealed collection. Pulled a really awesome Rainbow Mewtwo, but I am definitely not a sealed collector. I do have a couple of sealed items in my collection, but definitely very much I open up the packs. I like to collect the cards. I love the artwork, so definitely a singles collector, I guess, if you will.
So you can be both, right? So let's not pretend like you're one or the other, because I can see behind you in your glorious little background, you do have some awesome sealed product back there. I'm peeping a hidden Fates ETB, some Celebrations ETBs. You got some really snazzy things over there. And yes, this is wrong shoulder. That's a Celebrations UPC back there. Right there.
Oh, so, nice.
Yes. Nice. Yes, queen.
I do not have one of those. I do not.
Oh, they've been so hard to find. So freaking hard to find, dude. But anyway, you can be both. But usually when you're talking about building like a Pokemon investment portfolio for the future, you tend to focus on one or the other. Now, I will say this. Sealed product really has outpaced singles for a long time, really since the beginning of the Pokemon TCG. Sealed product has outpaced singles, but you got to be a lot more patient for that, right? So like getting a collection box or a booster box, for the most part, isn't going to skyrocket in price overnight and things like that. But we're going to look at a lot of things today. We're going to look at base set, we're going to look at evolutions, we're going to look at some celebrations, right? So those are the three big sets that we're going to focus on today. And we're going to compare prices. We're going to compare pricing between what sealed products are and what singles are. And then we're going to give our thoughts on what we think would be the better buy for those three sets. We'd love to know in the comment section what you guys prefer. Are you a sealed collector or are you a singles collector? So let's go ahead and dive right in. We're going to talk about XY evolutions first, right? So I feel like a lot of people fell in love with evolutions, wouldn't you say, ASX?
Oh yeah, definitely. Super nostalgic set, great set to get back into, Pokemon with. I think that's, honestly what a lot of people did, got back into it here with evolutions.
Yeah, I agree. It's released in I think 2016. I think evolutions came out, and it really brought back tons of nostalgia. I remember going out on Black Friday and buying a bunch of evolutions for Brady for Christmas, right? And I remember thinking, like, this is really cool. And I remember, like, watching him open up the packs. And this is before we got back into the hobby. And I remember watching him opening the packs on Christmas morning. And they had, like, a buy one. I remember this like it was yesterday. It was, I think it was buy one, get one half off, or it was half off. So they still do the half off 10s. So it was half off Pokemon cards, but it was only for the 10s. But the way they worded it, it sounded like it was half off all Pokemon cards. So I remember going up to the checkout lane with like 40 of these booster packs.
Oh, man.
And they all rang up at regular price, and then I gave the clerk a hard time, and I was like, no, you guys are supposed to have Black Friday deals, 50% off Pokemon cards. And she was like, oh yeah, you're right. And like, she marked them all off. So I got them all for like $2
nice.
a piece. And yeah, it was like $80 for like, more than Evolution's booster box. I was super stoked.
Wow.
But anyway, story time over. I was watching them open up the packs, and I was like, these are literally like nostalgia embodied, right? Like, it was the coolest thing. Like, do you remember any Evolution stories of yours?
I mean, I got back into it after Evolutions came out, so
Us
really only last year in 2020. But I mean, just I do remember the feeling when I found out like what Evolutions was and like what kind of cards were in there. And I mean, I'll admit I definitely went out hunting for Evolutions packs, right when I got back into it, because those were the cards that I knew, from back in the day. So it definitely got me really excited about this set.
Evolutions is one of those sets that before the boom, right? So there was this big boom that happened right at the beginning of the pandemic. Early 2020, mid 2020, I would say, mid 2020,
Yeah.
Early 2021, Pokemon was really riding high, right? Logan Paul came in and did his thing. People like Gary from Pawn Star started to get really popular. Leonhardt's channel exploded, right? Like, it really came to a head. Steve Aoki showed his face, and all this. We were off to the races, right? And Evolutions was one of those sets that was in every single collection box and every single tin, and you could still find, the individual single pack blisters out at the stores, and nobody wanted it. It was printed into the floor, nobody wanted it, and all of these people came flooding back and wanted to open up some Evolutions, and it became the hottest set to sell, right, when you're following trends. And let's look at some prices right now in today's market, right? So remember, we're coming down. We're coming down on this trend for Evolutions. A Evolutions booster box market value right now, if you were to go buy one on TCG Player, is $750, okay? And that is actually down. It was $100. I'm sorry, it was $1,000 just about like 5 months ago. These boxes were still going for $1,000. Now, to put that in perspective, we did a 1-year anniversary on our channel late 2020-ish, right? I want to say we started during Unified Minds and yada, 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 right? We opened up Evolution's booster box and we paid $100 for it. So between, it was insane, man. So between like August 2020 and April 2021, this box had gone up 10 times in price. Insanity. Same thing with the Charizards. Crazy. We talked about the Charizards before on the podcast, where the reprint was like $140, $150 during that same time frame, and now you can get it for $45. But I guess off of my tangents there, but the whole point of this podcast episode is we're comparing sealed product for singles, right? $750 for an Evolutions booster box, and the most expensive card in the entire Evolution set is $45. So ASX, I want to ask you this. Why would you ever open an Evolutions booster box?
I mean, when you break it down like that, it seems absolutely silly to open up an Evolutions booster box. I mean, let alone a single pack, honestly. At this point, just because, I mean, if you are buying a booster box for $750, you could look at the prices of every single card in the set and probably buy those for less, and you might even get close to 2 master sets, of Evolutions. And I can guarantee you're not going to pull a whole master set, in a booster box. So
that's right.
It doesn't make any sense right now. Why that's so high. I mean, I can think of a couple things, maybe why, and one of them is, I mean, the fact that it's not being printed anymore, right? We're not getting any more reprints of it. You really only find it, if you do find it, maybe in a collection box here or there. And now those are becoming, some of last year's or 2 years ago's, collection boxes. So it's just not coming out anymore. It's not being printed. So, to be able to get a completely sealed, booster box or, 3-pack is another thing I'm looking at here on the screen.
Yeah.
You know, I think that is definitely helping the price hike on some of these things. But yeah, it just, if you're somebody that's looking to complete a master set of evolutions, like, don't do it by opening packs. I absolutely would not.
It's really weird to look at some of this stuff, right? Because now I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you the numbers here, okay? Charizard base set reprint for evolutions. There's 221 listings of that card here on TCG Player alone. Now, that's not taking into account everybody that's selling on eBay, everybody that's selling on Mercari, everybody that's selling on, I mean, you can even buy singles on Amazon nowadays. I mean, it's insane. You can buy singles anywhere. LGS's, shop stores, everything, right? This is just one website. But it's a pretty competitive, very high volume website in terms of the TCG. 121 regular hollows and 100 reverse hollows for the Charizard. Do you know how many booster boxes are on the site right now available to buy? 14.
Yeah,
14.
That's very low.
So people were ripping into evolutions so much because that nostalgia, drift, that high that people were getting from base set cards, even though they weren't, right? They were getting that feeling of opening base set Pokemon cards without paying the base set prices, right? Which was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. There's only 14 available. Why do you think there's only such little available right now? Is it because so many people have opened up so much evolutions, or are people really holding on to these boxes for long-term growth down the road? Like, what's your thought?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I do think you really hit the nail on the head with people just, especially a lot of the new people getting in the hobby, just absolutely tearing through this set.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure so many booster boxes got opened, just last year, even. But I feel like it's, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought.
You're
here,
fine.
But it's just, it's these prices are kind of crazy.
It's so insane.
It's not matching up, but yeah.
Well, let's break it down even more, right? So let's look at the this was just released last year, right? So booster boxes, whatever. Kanto Power Boxes came out last year. The Dragonite and the Mewtwo Power Boxes. There's only 10 packs of evolutions inside of these. Market price right now is $175 for both, right? There are a couple dollars mixed in between, but basically the exact same price. And these MSRP'd, was it 40 or 50? Do you remember? I want to say it was 50.
I think it was 50.
I think it was $50 for these. You got a couple of EX cards, the Jumbo, and 10 Evolutions packs. And again, you're talking about only 10 opportunities to pull a card worth $45. What? Even if you had the greatest Kanto Power Box in the world, and you got 2 Charizards inside of it, you're still out $85. That's crazy to me. A single booster pack of evolutions right now, market price is $14 for one booster pack. And again, that is down. It was $20 for months on months on months. There's only 5 cards in the entire set that are worth more than one booster pack. And that's the Full Art Dragonite, Mega Blastoise EX Full Art, Mega Charizard EX, Mega Charizard EX Full Art, and the Charizard reprint. So if you open an Evolutions booster pack and you don't get one of those 5 cards, you instantly have lost money. And that's okay when you're buying packs for $4 a piece. When you're buying packs for $14 to $17 a piece, and odds are you're going to pull 65 cents out of it if there's a regular rare inside, that's a tough...
I was going to say Eradicate?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. I have so many of those freaking Eradicates. Don't even, man.
Oh, man.
But like even the regular hollows, man, like they're all about $2 right now. Venusaur, Gyarados, Nidoking, Zapdos, they're all about $2 right now. So even if you pulled a hollow, you're already significantly more in the hole than if you were pulling from a $3 pack, right, of Modern. So, but let's go ahead and move forward. Let's take a look at the next stuff, right? So Evolutions, right, is a base set reprint. Base set itself has seen absolutely insane price hikes in sealed product as well, to where the single cards are great, they're fantastic, but they're not seeing the same kind of growth that the sealed product has. Over on eBay, if you wanted to buy yourself a base set booster box, you better be ready to fork over on the low end $15,000, on the average end about $17,000. So you can go over on eBay right now and buy yourself a base set booster box, $19.99 unlimited version for $18,000 or $17,000. The base set Charizard?
Wow.
$365 right now over on TCG Player in near mint condition. Now, when you're talking percentages, what the actual heck? You're not even guaranteed to get a Charizard in these boxes, first of all.
Oh, no.
And even if you were to get a holographic out of half the packs and a Charizard, you're not even sniffing that $18,000 price point. So, again, why is the sealed product outpacing the singles so much? What's it about, man? Like, what do you think about the base set numbers?
Yeah, base set. I just kind of thinking about this one. I think it's in a different category, right? It's vintage.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So this is, I think, maybe it's at the point where it's one of those where, I think most people are doing this. If you do buy it, you are keeping it sealed. But I think that's where it's at. It's, less and less people. I mean, just looking online, on YouTube, I see less and less, base set openings from people, or, even like Jungle or Fossil, you see those a little bit more often, but, I'm even seeing those even less now. So, I think the people that, are buying this for that $15,000 or $18,000, whatever you said, I definitely think they're the ones that are keeping it sealed for the long haul. Gonna take a look at it when, Pokemon hits 50 years old and see, what's that base set box gonna, come out to now. But I think that's kind of where base set's at. And it's actually really cool to hear that, I could go and, buy all the, a lot of the base set, maybe not the Charizard. That's a little pricey for me still right now, but
right.
Can go and, kind of create, a master set, or at least get started on it, of base set. And like, that's just so crazy because, in the long run, I think that would feel better, just seeing all those base set cards out, again, versus, buying single packs of base set and trying to pull all of them. It's just, it's at that point where it's really just not feasible anymore to do that. But I think that's kind of where base set's at right now. It's kind of in that area.
Yeah, so when you think about it, right, so when we're talking about Pokemon investing on a budget, right, because that's kind of like what my whole channel is about, right? I mean, it's kind of common sense to go, hey, how do you invest in Pokemon? Oh, you buy a bunch of base set Charizards, or you buy a bunch of base set booster boxes. It's like, cool,
right?
Tell me something that's not obvious, right?
Right.
And that's trying to find good deals and good buys right now. So, like, the question that I have all the time is, okay, so I have Celebrations Elite Trainer box, right? So, like, what is the value 20 years from now going to be on this Celebrations ETB as opposed to the Charizard that's inside, or, could be inside. Wishful thinking. The Charizard that's in the set, or the Golden Mew that's in the set. And is it worth opening Pokemon TCG cards at this point? You have to find a way to balance, I'm really enjoying the hobby by ripping packs. I love the artwork. I love collecting singles. I love building master sets. This is my hobby. This is what I love, as opposed to looking at something purely financially, right? So if you're staring at a purely financial situation, like, are you ever opening anything? Take your love out of it, right? Take I love breaking packs. I love ripping, getting that, that white code instead of that green code, like, talk dirty to me, like, but, if you're really just talking strictly investing, are you opening product right now? Or are you keeping Celebrations, Evolutions, Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, Brilliant Star? Are you keeping everything sealed? Do you think it's going to outpace it still?
Yeah, I think, like you said, if you're taking the fun out of it, if you're, taking the, the love of the hobby out of it, I don't think you really open up the product. You know, if you're talking purely investment, you want to make money on it, you don't open up the product.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard time and time again, you know, opening up Pokemon cards, you know, opening up that ETB, opening up that booster box, you're probably going to lose, right? So yeah, I think, you know, talking purely investment standpoint, you're keeping your stuff sealed for the long haul as well.
I agree. I agree, but this is the way that I look at it.
Yeah.
Some product, I think, is definitely worth holding sealed over others, right? Perfect example.
Oh, definitely.
Like I just talked about earlier, Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection. I think that is going to be a massive investment down the road. I think even 5-6 years from now, that's going to be $1,000 box. That's going to be sitting in the same category as the Hidden Fates Ultra Premium Collection, which is crazy expensive right now, as opposed to like an ETB, right? Like the ETBs are still nice at like $175, but the Ultra Premium is still pushing like $900 right now. So I definitely see the same thing happening here, because even with these, this has a better product inside than the Ultra Premium that came from Hidden Fates for sure. Like you got a figure and a shiny Rayquaza. Dude, this has a metal one-of-a-kind Charizard, metal one-of-a-kind Pikachu.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like absolutely insane. But then Celebrations ETBs, I think they're going to print Celebrations ETBs for a very long time. Just like Hidden Fates, we got, you know, the only reason why you have those two Hidden Fates back behind you is because they reprinted them over a year after they released the set.
100%.
They gave us another wave of ETBs. So they're going to give us another wave of Celebrations ETBs a year from now. That's my opinion. That's what I think. Some people are on the other side of it. They're like, oh no, this is a one print run, one wave. No, it's not. I'm sorry.
I don't think so.
No, dude, no. Like, they have specifically told us that they're going to print to demand on popular sets. And guess what? Celebrations is still the most popular set right now. More popular than Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, and likely will be still more popular than Brilliant Star at the end of the day. Brilliant Star has some amazing things coming for it, so I don't know how it's going to be. But Hidden Fates has definitely outpaced Cosmic Eclipse, even though I think Cosmic Eclipse is a fantastic set. So the way that I look at things, and this is what I do, for the rare, unique items, I keep those sealed. For the items that I don't find to be rare or unique, like let's go ahead and continue on with the Celebrations here. Ultra Premium Collection, keep it sealed. Pikachu Figure Box, keep it sealed. Pokemon Center Exclusive Elite Trainer Box, keep it sealed. What I am opening, Celebrations ETBs, Dark Sylveon boxes, Blaine's Charizard Walmart exclusive 10s. I mean, we're going to be finding those 10s out at Walmart for a very long time, just like we can still run across those Shining Fates boxes. Still, they just had a restock last weekend. Boltund, Shiny Eldegoss, Shining Fates boxes. Forever, you were able to walk into Walmart, and if you got lucky, find the Hidden Fates, Charizard, Raichu, and Gyarados boxes. I think the 10s are going to fall into the same category, so when you buy them, open them, right? That's the way that I look at sealed collecting. Yeah, I put one ETB of everything aside. I put one booster box of everything aside, just for my pure collection, status, because I love collecting sealed product and singles. I'm both.
Right.
So, what do you do? I know you like to open everything.
I do. It's so hard. It's hard being a sealed collector. I commend everybody that does it. Honestly,
I feel you.
I basically actually, these ETBs that you see in the background here, two of them, I just recently brought down the what is that? Champion's Path and the Hidden Fates right above it. I had up in my bedroom, in a chest away, because I couldn't see them.
Don't want to see them.
Otherwise I would have opened them. But no, I'm the same way when it comes to the sealed stuff. The more rare it is, the more inclined I am to keep it sealed. I have some sealed stuff upstairs, but one of the other sealed things that I have is the Sword and Shield Ultra Premium Collection box down there. I cannot bring myself to open that one because it's an ultra premium box. It's definitely something that was more rare. When it came out, you couldn't.
I never got one.
You can't really find them.
I never got one.
Yeah, they were. I feel like they were harder to find than this ultra premium, a lot of people might, go against me on that and say,
well,
like,
no,
this UPC is way hard to find.
I agree with you, because the Sword and Shield one shipped with a bunch of factory issues, so they stopped shipping them. So I can definitely agree with you on that point. The Sword and Shield Premium Elite Trainer boxes, like those ones over your other shoulder, the Zacian Zamazenta, Sashians, Zacians, the Shians, the Shun, whatever. But the actual big one that had both promo cards in it, almost non-existent. So if you were able to find some of those, like, you got super lucky, though. But one last thing here, we're going to finish off with this. The what we're talking about. So ASX told me about this before we started recording. He opened up. You go ahead and tell the story, right? So what did you open up and what did you get inside?
Yeah, so if you guys watch my channel, you might have noticed for a long time I had I had this in my background, the Shining Fates. It might be easier to see that way. The Shining Fates Raichu box. And it just got to a point where I was like, I really want to open it. It wasn't in the best condition to keep in a sealed collection anyways. I got it for an amazing price. I found it on Amazon for like $22 flash deal. This is about a year ago now.
Yeah.
But like I had to pick it up, right? Like you couldn't find those boxes really in the store anymore, at least around me. So I had to pick it up. And then I kept it sealed, right? Because I realized that you couldn't find it anymore. Anyways, the other day I decided to open it up and I ended up pulling the Mewtwo, the Rainbow Mewtwo. I don't know if you guys can see it. It might be a little hard, but
you're good.
Yeah, the Rainbow Mewtwo GX,
which is the most expensive card in the set. That's right. Just recently,
so that
actually.
guy was sitting behind me.
Just recently, actually. Yeah. The Test Tube Mewtwo was the chase card in that set forever, and just over the past couple of months, the Rainbow has outpaced it. Did you get anything else? Did you get any Shining Pokemon?
I did not.
Oh,
I did not get any Shining Pokemon. I was a little bummed. I got like 2 Yveltal Hollows, Vizirian Hollow, and then I did get a Zoroark GX as well. It's over here somewhere, but I did get that too.
Somewhere, right?
Yeah. So the Mewtwo, I got to keep up front here. I mean, that was an awesome pull.
So this story that you're telling is exactly the conversation that we're having today, right? The market price on your Rainbow Mewtwo is $79, right? So it's an $80 card. You pulled an $80 card out of a $22 box for you, right?
Yeah, right.
There was a steal going on about a year ago when you found this box that you were able to get these boxes on price match at Target for right around that price. They were like $20. So I think, or not even, I'm sorry, they were like 15. So MSRP on these was $29.99, and they were slashed at GameStop online. So Target does price match. I don't think they do it anymore for the Pokemon cards, but back then you used to be able to price match other competitor websites, and GameStop was one of those places they would price match. So all the Targets had loads of these Raichu GX boxes, and you're able to go up to the front, tell the clerk that you're price matching in GameStop, and you're able to get them for $14.99. So I loaded up on these. Go watch my channel from like a year and a half, a year ago, and you'll see me doing these things on my channel and how much Shining Legends we had and all that stuff. It was insane. But for you, that's awesome. $22 turned into $80. Huge buy.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know how much the market price is on the Raichu box?
Yeah, I looked at it before I opened it because I was like, man, how much could this be? I think I saw somewhere like 130 to 140.
133-ish. Yeah. So the market price on the box that you opened was $133. You opened it, you pulled the best card in the entire set and lost $50. And that's exactly why we're having this conversation today, which I don't know the answer to it. I don't know any of that stuff. I've been holding on to this. This one right here in my back too. I got the Darkrai GX box. That thing is beautiful.
Nice.
Love this. But trust me,
That's
I look
awesome.
at it all the time. I'm like, I want to open this.
Right? Oh, it's tough. It is tough.
So
because you never know. You never know what could be in there.
You never know.
But then you got to listen to our podcast, listen to this episode, and realize it's not always worth it.
But it was for you though.
It was for me. But the
high
it will not happen every time.
Yes, but like the high that you got, and like the dude, like true. You were so excited to tell me that you pulled that rainbow. Like, I think I hardly got my headphones in by the time you were showing it on the camera. Yeah.
Like, dude, I gotta show you. This.
So like that's what it's about as well. Like it's just as much about that as it is money, right? So, but
yeah,
it's tough. It's tough, you know. But when you're talking purely investing and purely money in the Pokemon TCG, you're better off keeping your stuff sealed. But I still think you're good buying singles. I just don't think you should open packs to try to pull those singles. I don't think that's a smart move, financially speaking, strictly, right? But if you're having fun, open up every dang pack that you want. So,
oh yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. I really appreciate that you guys have been loving the podcast and showing so much support here on TCG Funhouse. Let us know in the comment section, how do you feel about sealed collections as opposed to singles? We love chatting with you guys. We reply to every single comment left down there, so make sure you guys do that. I want to have a conversation with you guys. But before we get out of here, ASX, one last thing.
I just got to say, guys, do your research, and, it's not always bad buying singles. You know, those last few cards you can't get in your set, it's not always a bad thing buying the singles. That's what I'm going to leave it on.
I agree. But more importantly than anything else, have fun.